awareness about child sexual abuse and exploitation. And we're not only focusing on just the children, but also even adults. If you are a teenager or you're an adult and you've experienced child sexual abuse, you've experienced sexual abuse and exploitation, this program is very important and it can help you. And at the end of the program, we will give you phone numbers where you can call to contact if you want to make a report and get the help that you need. It's never ever too late for you to go and get the help that you need. So today from Family Support Trust, we're going to be speaking to Joyce Murwisi. Good afternoon to you, Joyce, and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Tambari.
All right. So this week we're going to be talking about survival of sexual violence, as well as services that are offered to survivors, other medical services that you can get with an FST, as well as PEP for HIV. So just pay attention to this program and listen, because Joyce is going to be giving us some very, very important important information this afternoon. So Joyce, let's just get into it. Why is it important for survivors of sexual violence to report within 72 hours?
Tambari, it's very important for survivors of sexual abuse to report within 72 hours because there is need for prevention of HIV, prevention of sexually transmitted infections, unwanted pregnancy, and hepatitis B. This is possible when survivors report within 72 hours for prevention of HIV, and if survivors report within 120 hours for prevention of sexually transmitted infections and unwanted pregnancy. We say prevention is better than cure. Therefore reporting within 72 hours gives us the opportunity to provide services such as post-exposure prophylaxis for prevention of HIV, and also prophylactic antibiotics for prevention of sexually transmitted infections, as well as the emergency contraception for unwanted pregnancy. We also consider hepatitis B vaccine for prevention of hepatitis B.
All right. Okay, so that's very important to note that there are some infections that you can get. When you talk about hepatitis, why is this one very scary? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
You spoke about hepatitis. What happens when someone gets it? You said something about hepatitis.
Yes, I think it's very important for someone who has been sexually abused to get a hepatitis vaccine for prevention of hepatitis B. Hepatitis B is inflammation of the liver. It affects the liver. So it's very important that within 14 days of...
Hello? I think we're having a problem with our network. Let's just try getting her back on the line so that we can continue this conversation and get to find out more information about what Family Support Trust can do to help you if you are a survivor of sexual violence. Okay, we have you back on the line. Thank you for coming back, Joyce. You were saying hepatitis B is the inflammation of the liver, and how does this affect our system?
Yes, we are supposed to give survivors hepatitis B vaccine. Usually, children are vaccinated when they are still in their infant stage. So for those who have been vaccinated before, we just give them a booster, so that we maintain their immune system and prevent them from getting the hepatitis infection.
All right.
Yes.
All right, let's move on. So what services do you offer to those survivors who report within 72 hours?
We offer a post-exposure prophylaxis for prevention of HIV. We offer prophylactic antibiotics for prevention of sexually transmitted infections, as well as emergency contraceptives for prevention of unwanted pregnancy. But for sexually transmitted infections and emergency contraceptives, we can extend the period up to 120 hours, which means if a survivor reports within 120 hours, that is 5 days, we still give them the prophylactic antibiotic for prevention of STI, as well as emergency contraception. But for post-exposure prophylaxis, a survivor has to report within 72 hours so that we give the drug for prevention of transmission of HIV.
All right. And what other services do you offer to those survivors who report within 72? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Any other medical services available within FST clinics?
Yes, there are some survivors who report after 72 hours. Some report after a week, some a month, some years. There are services that are aligned for them within family support clinics. And these are treatments of sexually transmitted infections. There's also linkages when a survivor reports and is already pregnant. We provide a linkage for termination of pregnancy, whereby our doctor has to request for termination of pregnancy on behalf of the survivor. This is only after a counseling session, and the survivor has to agree. If the survivor agrees to termination, then our doctor requests for termination from the court on behalf of the survivor. Then we also refer for antenatal booking for those who report when they are already pregnant, and the pregnancy, if the pregnancy is at an advanced stage and it cannot be terminated, we refer for antenatal booking. We as well refer for Act, that is provision of ARVs for those survivors who, after testing them, they test HIV positive. We refer them for Act initiation at a designated OIAT clinic.
Hello?
Yes.
All right. You can continue.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. You can continue, Joyce.
Oh, all right. So I was saying for the other tests that we do at the clinic, for example, we test for HIV, we test for sexually transmitted infections such as syphilis, and also we do pregnancy testing. So which means for us to give somebody a post-exposure prophylaxis, we need to have a baseline result for the HIV test before we initiate somebody on post-exposure prophylaxis. It is also a routine for us as FST to offer screening for sexually transmitted infections. If there is need, if they are positive, then we treat. If we feel that there is need for us to collect specimens like vaginal swabs, urine specimens, urethral swab specimens, we do collect them as family support and send to laboratory. Then we collect the results and initiate the treatment on survivors. And also for pregnancy, somebody they present with pregnancy while they're already pregnant, and we test for pregnancy. Then after the counseling, they determine what they want to do with the pregnancy. If they want to continue the pregnancy, if they want to have it terminated, if they want to keep the baby, or if they want to deliver the baby and have it adopted, it's still up to them. But we only facilitate the process and the linkages as family support.
All right.
Yes.
What is PEP? I hear PEP being spoken about very, very often. What is PEP for HIV and how is it administered?
All right. PEP for HIV, PEP, it only means post-exposure prophylaxis, which means somebody has been exposed to HIV. We give drugs, ARVs. Like these days, we are initiating survivors on ARVs that are taken once daily, but it depends with the doses that we have and the type of drug that we have, but usually we use the same drug that is being used and recommended by the Ministry of Health. So we give, sometimes it's taken once daily for 28 days. It's very important to stress issues of following up and adherence, compliance, so that we maximize on the adoption of the drug, and we talk about the side effects, so that we maximize on the compliance, because you remember these are ARV drugs. So for somebody who is negative to be taking an ARV is quite traumatic. So they need a lot of support in terms of counseling, adherence issues. If they develop side effects, we encourage them to come for follow-up so that we discuss some of these issues and stress on the importance of adherence.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So, what follow-up care do you offer for survivors of sexual abuse?
We have got a schedule that we follow for follow-up care of these survivors. Usually, we encourage them to come after 2 weeks, and on these days, we will be assessing for any side effects. Every drug is prone to produce side effects, but it depends with an individual. So we encourage all our survivors to come back for follow-up so that we assess for side effects. We also assess if there are any other problems that they are experiencing with regards to the post-exposure prophylaxis. Then after 6 weeks, we encourage them as well to come back, and usually at 6 weeks we test for pregnancy. Then at 3 months we perform a second HIV test. Remember, we said before we initiate somebody on ARVs, we need to have a baseline test or a baseline result of HIV. So after they complete the post-exposure prophylaxis, we give them an opportunity to have a second HIV test or after 3 months. Then after 6 months, we assess for any other challenges, any other complaints that these survivors may present with.
All right. Thank you so much for all this information that you gave us. So let's just recap one more time before we give the contact details and information on how people can get in touch with Family Support Trust.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Sambari. Family Support Clinic in Harare, we are at Salemugabe Hospital. In Chitungwiza, we are at Chitungwiza Central Hospital. Mutare, we are at Mutare Provincial Hospital, as well as Great Bridge District Hospital. We have got offices at Peru, District Health Offices, as well as Mashingo Provincial Hospital. We also have an office at Mupilo Central Hospital. Our toll-free number is 0808 0501. If anybody calls, I'm sure there are counselors who are ready to receive the calls and assist accordingly.
Right. Thank you very much for speaking to us, Joyce. And we do hope that someone out there gets the information, gets to get in touch with you, especially when they have experienced sexual violence.
Thank you very much, Sambani.
All right. Thank you so much. I think we're having a bad connection there with Joyce. It's finding it very difficult for us to hear each other properly. But this program is brought to you by Family Support Trust. If you know of any child that is being sexually abused or has experienced sexual violence, if you as an adult have experienced sexual violence, please get in touch with Family Support Trust and get the help that you need. It's never too late. It's never too late. Like you said, you can even come and report after a month. You can even come and report after a week. It doesn't matter. As long as it happened, it happened. You need to make the report. It'll help you save your life and get the help that you need as and when you need it. We'll be back again next week on Thursday between 2:30 and 3 o'clock. Yeah, we are done. So we're gonna walk out with this one here, coming from Anita Jackson and T. Gons. You're a leader, Waizia. You're a survivor. Wakatopenga wakadarusha. So until next week, love, peace, and happiness. Sanitize, mask up. Take care of yourselves. My name is a superstar radio personality and lunchtime rocker. I'm out. Stand by for DJ Chili coming through. 3 down to 6.
Simukai muomere maoko Shilia apinda ndiye ande chimoto. We living in a bad generation who knows nothing but intimidation. Just wear your crown, queen, and reign supreme. Yeah, yeah. Ndiwe une chimoto. Skin brown and beautiful cocoa. Look in the mirror, take a photo. You gonna reign supreme. Yeah. Ndiwe une chimoto. Skin brown and beautiful cocoa. Look in the mirror, take a photo. You gonna reign supreme. Yeah.
Magician, the big magician. I'm on the Shili, and Scanit. I call a king, up a foot, Ari Queen. My smart and a bling, killy, Ari clean. Compare a ring, boys. I need any one copy a ring. Yatove wrestling. I depend on the moon, I know she retira. Because she eat it, I'm young, Tato's eat it. I got a passation, I know she mirror. Some ass like a cement, such a mira. She's so strong and independent. Mukamona Siaja Tanga, Imisa win the president. No good to Mukati, could end up a beating. She's the reason why I got a gender equality. No bata satikia Reseva chati shilia Dosaka wachipusa wapi.
Yeah, yeah. Ndiwe une chimoto. Skin brown and beautiful cocoa. Look in the mirror, take a photo. You gonna reign supreme. Yeah. Ndiwe une chimoto.